We will move on to the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, this is a team lost Devin Williams to your Yankees. It's probably a pretty good feeling. Let me pull this up right here. Free agents. Signed Jose Quintana on a 1-year contract. Mark Kahana on a minor league. Tyler Alexander. I never heard this guy before. Grant Wolfram. That is an all-time relief pitcher name. Lots of minor league contracts for free agents. Not many splash signings there. And then via trade, Grant Anderson, Nestor Cortez. Yep. That's a tough one. That's a tough one for a Yankees fan.
My guy.
And it looks like Caleb Durbin was an addition. Losses, I think obviously Devin Williams is the glaring one. They lose Hobie Milner. Bryce Wilson, Willie Adames goes to the Giants, became a free agent and ends up signing with the Giants. Lose Frankie Montas. Not much of a loss, to be honest. He didn't provide a whole lot for the Brewers. Colin Ray, Gary Sanchez, Wade Miley. He went back to the Reds. And Owen Miller. Owen Miller, he had like one of those promo MLB The Show cards. But that's about all I remember about him.
Traded for cash to the Rockies. When you're traded for cash, it's one of those things like...
that's tough. Can't even get a player. Come on. Do a little something for the self-esteem there.
We'll refill your vending machines and give you $100,000.
Some Hubba Bubba and some sunflower seeds. Last year, win the division, 93-69. Nice. We're looking at offensively pretty good. 8th in batting average, 10th in OPS, 6th most runs. Middling in home runs, they were 16th, and then 2nd in stolen bases, surprisingly. The starting pitching was pretty bad. We're looking at 17th in ERA, 21st in WHIP, 21st in walks per 9, 16th in strikeouts per 9, 27th in home runs per 9. And then the relief pitching was very good, 2nd in ERA, 3rd in WHIP, 20th in strikeouts per 9, and 3rd in hits per 9. So relief pitching was pretty good last year. Starting lineups looking like Jackson Chourio, Christian Yelich, if he can stay healthy, William Contreras, Garrett Mitchell, Rhys Hoskins, Bryce Terang, Joey Ortiz, Sal Frelick, Oliver Dunn. Starting rotation, Freddie Peralta, Tobias Myers, Nestor Cortez, Aaron Civale, Jose Quintana. And then the projected bullpen, Tyler Alexander, Connor Thomas, Elvis Peguero, Nick Mears, Brian Hudson, Joel Payamps, Jared Koenig, and Trevor McGill as the closer. Kind of underwhelming. Didn't really do a whole lot. You have the Yelich question mark that's always going to be there at this point in his career. 33 years old, has that back problem that always seems to reemerge. But you have one of the best catchers in professional baseball. And that has to be a bright spot for your lineup, not even just offensively, but defensively. To have a catcher that's that good is very helpful. Rhys Hoskins not listed as a platoon bat this year. Instead, it's Terang, Frelick, and Dunn. Seth, Milwaukee Brewers, Chicago Cubs, they seem to be the two top dogs. But comparing the two, there's a clear winner and loser in terms of the offseason between the Cubs and the Brewers, no?
Yeah, I think the thing is the Cubs have the name talent. That's the thing. And aside from Contreras, I mean, the Brewers, they just seem to know how to win with no-name guys. I'm not saying their guys aren't notable. I'm not saying their guys aren't talented or good. I'm just saying that, like, the Brewers are the National League version of the Tampa Bay Rays. They know how to win with no-name talent. They know how to develop pitching. They know how to get those guys that are young and turn them into MLB caliber, really good players. Now, the thing is with Milwaukee is, like, everyone comes in kind of underestimating them because of that name talent. But the Brewers are always scrappy, and they always turned out to be a top competitive team in the Central. If the Tampa Bay Rays in a different life weren't in Tampa Bay and ended up in the Central, they would be competing with the Brewers just because they're young talent and they know how to get things done. It's just the Rays are in a stacked division and the Brewers are in a competitive division, but not necessarily one with the utmost talent. So they know how to win, and that's one of the keys to being a good baseball team is not only do you have the talent, do you know how to win and be competitive as a team, and the Brewers just have that.
If I'm a Brewers fan, not a Brewers fan, but if I was a Brewers fan, I look at this lineup I can get excited about this lineup. You have Jackson Chourio, young star, had a good year last year. Yelich, obviously, when he's at the top of his game, very good player. Depends if he stays healthy. And then you got guys like Contreras. You got young guys, Bryce Terang, Sal Frelick. Like, it almost feels like if I was a Brewers fan, my expectations would be 500, but I would not be surprised if they shocked some people. And Terang ended up being a stud. Frelick ended up being a stud. Chourio, I mean, that's a power speed combo at the top of the lineup that, it's going to be his first full year. I think he came in the middle of the year last year. I wouldn't be surprised if he has a breakout year. It's almost like you have to tamper expectations a little bit, but it's kind of similar to how I talked about the Washington Nationals. The Brewers have higher expectations. But with this Brewers lineup, it's young, it's exciting. There's something to be excited about. Here's the gripe I have. The pitching rotation, it is fairly strong at the top with Peralta and Myers. I mean, even Nestor. Savale, not a Savale guy. And we look at some of his stats from last year. He's always been plagued by hard hit balls. Like last year, max exit velocity, almost 120 miles per hour. You look at his Savant page, and it's almost as blue as the uniforms that they wear on non City Connect days, the dark blues. I don't know if the Brewers are going to be able to turn Savale around. He wasn't really that great with the Rays before they acquired him when they made that playoff push, the Brewers being making that playoff push at the end of the year last year. So interested to see how the back half of that rotation holds up. But if you're a Brewers fan, young guys, trust me, as a Reds fan, it's fun. It's fun. Milwaukee Brewers win total, 83.5. I'm going under.
I'll take the over. They know
really?
They know how to win. Chourio, man. Chourio, Contreras. I mean, you saw what they aren't the Yankees. Judge and Soto. That you got two bats in the lineup, you win games.
That's true, and they did have the second best record against teams over 500 last year. So that says something. If they can beat the good teams, that's pretty positive.